Reviewing Nebulae Complex's Bryozoan Operator. Nebulae Complex, Slava Nardakov is a friend of mine, and I just thought I would do a review. He's probably not expecting this review. I do just want to preface this is a review, and if most of you folks are not aware, reviews are very subjective to the reviewer. So this is my opinion. This is how I feel about the album and whether or not I recommend it. However, take it with a grain of salt because everyone has a fucking opinion, and you're gonna make up your own fucking mind despite someone's opinion. So I thought I would review this because Slava is a friend. I'm gonna start with, I like the sequencing and programming on this album. It has a retro EBM style to it. A bit of a retro electro-industrial style to it. I know Slava was going for a little bit of a harder edge sound, and I do hear shades of retro EBM, retro electro-industrial with a bit of a modern twist. I think the sample use is great. I could not identify the samples that were used, but there were these radio-like voice textures within the song, and I couldn't tell what they were saying, but at least I think you could tell that it was actually somebody saying something, but it had this radio-like quality, and I think they were excellently used, and I like the way they're used. So from a critical standpoint, I would say I think the vocals sometimes they're a little bit buried in the mix. I don't know if that was intentional or not. Sometimes it sounds intentional, sometimes it doesn't. Granted, I say that in even some of my own stuff. Sometimes vocals get buried in the mix. Sometimes it's intentional, sometimes it's not. Sometimes I want to hear what Slav is saying, so you're trying to listen and you can't quite hear what he's saying in some of the vocals and stuff, which is fine. I think for most of the EP it does work, and if I were to make a recommendation, maybe turn the vocal up a little bit more, but I felt it worked for some of the songs, and I felt that some of it was actually intentional. I don't know, Slava would have to confirm that. Maybe Slava, you can leave a comment in the comment section of this video to confirm whether or not some of that was intentional, or whether it was, just that was the best you could do with the mix you had. The song Bleach Burn gives me a bit of an old Technotron vibe. If you folks don't know, Slava was in a band called Technotron. That was I think his first electro-industrial project, or maybe his second electro-industrial project with a bunch of other friends that he had in the band. And Bleach Burn gives me a bit of a Technotron vibe. Nothing wrong with that. That's the way it feels to me. Although I do feel it is a solid song. My favorite songs in reverse order: number 5 is Air Route, number 4 is Bleach Burn, number 3 is Rounded Bolthead, number 2 is Operand, and my favorite song on this EP is Horizon Chase. I would say this is fairly solid throughout. The mixing's great. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Elijah Hennig mixed this. I would definitely recommend giving this a listen. Slava's been a long time friend with me, and if you haven't heard our new album P.V.C, he helped with the guitars on the album. Matter of fact, he did most of them. I would highly recommend this. Slava, I'm glad you fucking finally released something. I'm glad you released something. I'm glad you're still doing music, and I hope to hear more of this kind of stuff. And I can't wait to hear what you come up with in the future. So yeah, give it a listen. Maybe you hear some of what I'm hearing, maybe you don't. Maybe your order of favorite songs is different. Let me know in the comments. Anyway, see you in the next video.